hold my beer.
A lot of the things that I do report on this channel actually are the facts. I'm Satan, basically. I understand that as a public figure, my job means that I will be criticized, and I am fine with that. Bull crap, okay? I don't care if you talk about me. I don't care if everyone talks about me. No. Talk about me. I talk about people all the time. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like what I do. You can monetize the hell out of me. I don't care. Talk about me. She's a nasty, vile human being that needs to be held accountable.
Hey guys, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Okay, we do this a lot, so let me just go ahead and tell you. My son's over here next to me. He's eating McDonald's. There's his hand. And you know, McDonald's is McDonald's, right? So you're gonna hear his mouth going sometimes. Not my fault. I gave him the mouth, gave him the attitude, gave him some of it. Okay, he's mine. Nah. Anyhow, anyway. We are going to bring a little bit of TikTok, Katie Joy, to YouTube. And you're going to get to see kind of how she acts over there. She's a completely different person when she's on a different platform. And this one right here that I have, she actually got herself in some trouble. And she got kicked off her live because she's just a little bit harassing, okay? Of Miss Katie Joy, listen to me, of Miss Gypsy Rose. So Miss Katie is going to be coming up on your screen. And yeah, so I'm just forewarning you, she is. I'll put a picture of her up on there because, yeah, her lives get kind of boring somewhat. No, I have not listened to this. No, I have not paid any kind of attention to this. All I know is I was recording it and she had to end it, and the last thing I got out of it is she had to create a new one. That's what I got out of it before I had to start all over. And I don't know how to bring you Katie Joy from TikTok. I'm going to call her Katie Joy for y'all, but me, she's Miss Katie. I don't know how to bring Miss Katie to you from TikTok onto YouTube without her striking me. I have to kind of do this whole talking in between thing. So y'all just bear with me. I'm going to try to help you out as much as I possibly can with this. Pay no attention to him. I'm going to try to help you out as much as you help me out on trying to get through this together, okay? Yeah, he's throwing off my little groove, okay? He's throwing me off. He needs to just, he just needs to, y'all tell him. Okay, yeah, and we jingle jangle up in here. He's got to take those off too because I can't get them off myself.
You want to do it now?
Alright, so I'm getting ready for bed because that's usually when you see me. And I'm about to hit play. So are y'all ready for this? I'm ready for this. I'm ready to get this over with because, yeah, she's a little on this one whenever it comes to Miss Gypsy Rose. So, here we go, guys.
The good news today is that Gypsy unblocked me.
It's good news that she got unblocked. How many people has she blocked and not unblocked them? Have you ever wondered about her block list? Because I certainly have.
Only to try to tag me in a post to prove to me that her photos weren't photoshopped.
Because this is the Missy ma'am that likes to use other people's photos, right? And she knows those photos aren't photoshopped, right? So why wouldn't Miss Gypsy send it to her and go, hey, just so you know, it's not photoshopped. And just so you know, also, I don't care who she's talking about. I never care who she's talking about, really. I just take that person and put it in place of a regular person. Just so you can get an idea of the personality that she actually has. So people quit coming in my comment section getting upset with me. Because I ain't hating on nobody. I'm just telling you how Miss Katie does things.
And then Gypsy also sent my reels to people.
Okay, well, here's the thing. You make so much content over her, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't start sending that content to somebody else. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever at all. In my opinion. But maybe she wants somebody else to see your nastiness.
So she like got panini press.
Panini press, for y'all that don't know, that is something that Miss Gypsy Rose says. So Katie can't even be original. Who figures?
About a reel that I posted on Instagram of her, and she sent that to people.
Once again, she posted about Gypsy Rose, and Gypsy Rose decided she was going to share it. What do you expect? It happens.
Nine.
You are a public figure who makes public postings and reels, which then can be shared with the public. It's kind of how this whole public figure works. Just FYI.
That I'm friends with.
That she's friends with? Where's all these friends she had? Every time that she's helping a family, where's those friends now? I did a little rambling with Janet, talking about, some of the people to where she was helping them and they were friends. And they are no longer on her channel. She no longer brags about talking to them. None of that happens anymore.
I wonder why.
Exactly my words. I wonder why.
So she's clearly obsessed with my content, but it's really...
Obsessed with your content? Lady, look at TikTok. Listen to yourself on TikTok. And you tell me who's obsessed with everything, with somebody else. My phone just bing bong. But you tell me who's obsessed with who.
Weird what she focuses on, you guys.
It's really weird what she focuses on. Guess what? It's really weird what you focus on. And the reason why I say that is because if you're on one subject like Miss Anna, then you go to Josh, when you should be talking about Miss Anna. So now then everybody, and the person that has taken over your mind is Miss Gypsy Rose.
I asked her to comment on the fact that she, is stalking Ivory Rose Grows, and that...
I don't know who Ivory Rose is, and it's not like Miss Katie explains who people are when she starts talking about them. If she's talking to them or about them, you should already know who they are. You shouldn't be asking no dag-blame questions. Why are you asking questions?
Unless it's a crime.
She's doxing people and harassing people.
Doxing people? Let's talk about all these people you doxed. Let's talk about people that are no longer on the platform because you doxed them. You get in their personal lives, and you can make their personal lives chaos. Wasn't talking to you. You make their personal lives complete chaos, and it makes you happy because you get to make somebody be quiet. My opinion.
And showing up at people's houses and that kind of shit.
Oh, by the way, forgot to tell you, she cusses. She cusses a lot over on TikTok. She says a lot of bad things on TikTok, and so please watch your little one's ears, okay? Just watch them for me, please. This may be a video where I know it's a late disclaimer. This may be a video where you don't want to watch it with your kids, and you may want to just watch it later if you even want to watch it at all, which I hope you do, because sometimes I just try to entertain you.
And I asked her to address, some of these discrepancies in her book.
This woman, Miss Katie, is obsessed with this whole book. She will spend one entire live talking about a chapter sometimes if that's what she wants to do. It's all about this book. I don't even know how many people she, in the comment section, has said, oh, now I need to read the book. I got to get the book. Oh, I want to see what Miss Katie's talking about. So whatever Miss Katie is doing or thinking she's doing about this whole book issue, I think she's going backwards on. Honestly, because it's just giving Miss Gypsy Rose some cha-ching, because of the simple fact of she's turning people onto this book. Because Miss Katie is making so many words are supposed to come out. So many entertaining live streams on this book and giving so much information that people just want to go and find out for themselves. That's natural, though.
The fact that she said publicly the reason why your teeth fell out.
Don't you talk about nobody's appearance. No, ma'am. Don't you dare. Don't nobody talk about your appearance. And there's one certain thing that you say you don't like people mentioning. And people do not mention that because looks should be off bounds, out of limits Everything. Shouldn't even be there. Saying.
Was that because of medications and crumbling and salivary glands? I think another reason was because her mom just made the dentist take the teeth out.
See how much information she knows? You see that? She knows more information about Gypsy Rose than I think Gypsy Rose knows about herself. Now I tell you, Miss Katie will pull every record Miss Katie can pull. She will find anything she can possibly find. Just to get at you. You know why? Because it's fun to her. She's a reporter, a journalist. I can go on and I can say she's a lot more.
I think another was that
for the people griping at me for interrupting her too much, when she is not on live stream with anybody else, this is what she does. She pauses or she talks real slow. So even if you were to find this content anywhere else, guess what, buddy boy? It's going to be pause. Because there's nobody for her to play off of. When she gets somebody to play off of, she's big, high, mighty, this and that, and she can come back with anything she wants to come back on because everybody's just going to laugh at her. Because, you know, Miss Katie is so funny. It's the most entertaining thing they have to watch over there on TikTok for 4-5 hours at a time. Ugh.
the seizure medication. Can you ask Christy to wash her hair, please?
Hey, you want me to ask you to do something? You want me to ask you to do something? I don't think you want me to ask you to do something. But you know what? Let me just say. My kid is over there. You want to know what question I'm going to ask you?
Please, Christy, wash your hair. But in her book, she's claiming that she got bottle rot.
In her book, I'm telling you, get used to hearing book. Get used to hearing that because you're going to hear it a lot. Just going to happen. If you watch anything of Katie Joy's over on TikTok.
So please explain to Gypsy that she needs to stop changing her story.
Woman, let me tell you something. You change your stories all the time. I have a question for you, okay? If I'm not mistaken, y'all can correct me down there in the comments. If I'm not mistaken, didn't she say that she's going to come on live whenever she feels more comfortable? You know, over on YouTube. Ain't that what she said? I thought that's what she said. Well, guess what? She may not show her face over here or over on YouTube. Over here. Yeah, that's where it is. She may not show her face, but she has no problem getting over there on TikTok. And because you're not supposed to say that for whatever reason, but I said it anyways. I need to stop saying that. But she has no problem getting over there, showing herself, filters, whatever she needs to do. Because, you know what? Sometimes you got shame. You just do.
And like deciding different, she needs to keep track of what her lies are.
Miss Katie, you need to keep track of what your dad-blame words are, because to me, you just a little bit confused being on here by yourself. Poor thing. You gotta learn or something.
You know, here's the thing, Gypsy. If you have the truth, if you know the truth, you never have to, remember it.
You stumble over your own words. See, I lose my words. It's not that she loses her words. I think her problem is that she kind of knows she's talking some malarkey, okay? I think she kind of knows that she shouldn't be saying some of the stuff she said, but let me tell you, them people over there, they will get into her comment section and be like, woo, 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 go. They ain't got nothing better to do. Me, I just record it. I don't pay no attention. All right.
But when you lie, and then you keep saying that this is your real story.
How many real stories do you have, Miss Katie? How many stories do you actually have? If I am not mistaken, Miss Susan Tickermeyer, something like that, Suzanne, she said that you stole one of her stories, and it was her life. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but it's actually her story, but you used it as your own. That's kind of weird.
Like, how many times have you told us your story?
How many times have you told us your story, and how many times has it been completely wrong? You like that? Did that just for her. Pizzazz! Back to our regularly scheduled program here, and he's moving. He's moving around the camper, so y'all be ready for it. I tell you something. I can't lock him up too much now, can I? Alright, here we go.
Do we need it to be told anymore?
Why don't you tell us your version, Miss Katie? You did talk to him for years, right? And you do like to throw that in people's faces, right? So I guess you're going to tell us your story and your version. I'm guessing that's coming, right?
How many different ways can you tell us the same story about Dan?
Hey, Miss Katie, if you're going to talk about somebody, say who it is. Uncle Dan, cousin Dan, friend Dan, prison buddy Dan. Tell us who they are, because I don't know.
About shooting your mom with a BB gun?
Okay. Is this stuff that's all in her book? Because this woman goes from book to personal pretty fast and easily. Sad to say, but she does.
About your lies about Nick. I mean, how many times can you tell us the exact same story?
How many times can you tell us the exact same story about Josh? Is that a valid question? I think that's a valid question.
About all of this. I really want to know.
I really want to know why you keep talking about this book for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Because I think it's her cousin, Gypsy's cousin or aunt or somebody. She gets on panel with her. And you just have to take my word, because I'm going to try to find a way to bring these that I've recorded. I don't record them all, because I'm telling you, they're 5 hours long, okay? I'm going to try to get you some of the good parts in there, if I can. But I can't give you too many sections all at once, because this woman will strike me. She's just waiting for a reason to strike me.
Cajun Bayou Beauty's like,
No, that's a reporter. Don't you get that wrong. That's a reporter talking. She's a journalist. She's got a very important job to do. She does YouTube, and now she does TikTok. Don't you make fun of her.
I bet you there's a part 2. I'm sure.
A part 2 to the book. That kind of ain't your call. So if she does make a part 2, I think you just kind of stuck with it, because you're going to review it. And guess what? A part 2 in a book is going to give you even more content and even more trash to talk.
And for those of you wondering, my son got really annoyed that I added Discord onto that laptop.
Hold the phone. Wait a minute. She don't talk about her son. Nope. Don't talk about her son. She don't talk about her son. She has not talked about her son in years. There's no reason for you to be talking about her son. We don't know nothing about her son. It's not me talking about her son. It's not me giving any details about her son. And just so you know, to me, Miss Katie makes plenty of money that she can get her own daggum iPad, okay? She can leave her kids' stuff alone, because I do. They take my stuff. It's not the other way around.
Or onto that iPad, and he told me today that I'm never allowed to ever add another app on his iPad ever again.
Yeah, you're getting your son telling you, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You need to stop it. Quit doing that. Quit being like that. So now you got the son, you got In Touch, now you got your son. Well, you're on a roll, Miss Katie.
Okay. Does anyone have a child like that?
Anyone have a child like that? Anyone have a child that says, no, Mom, don't be putting stuff on my iPad. No, Mom, it's mine. No, Mom, you bought it for me. Do you have a child like that? Keep your stuff off my iPad. You got a child like that? I got 2. And guess what? I stay off of their stuff, okay? Because I get my own.
Any other autism parents online? Okay.
This woman likes to say she's an advocate for autistic kids and an autistic parents. Where Where? When? Huh? I talk to more people in the comment section than you do. And it's not about having less comments or anything. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I actually pay attention to one parent say something about having an autistic child. Because I do have one. I don't know everything like Miss Katie does. But you know what? I don't mind reading some things. You know, if I don't read them all, I heard it. Because it means I read them all. I've read it and I just didn't reply to you. Okay?
Okay.
I done said okay. Don't repeat me.
So, I was thinking.
Oh, no. This woman started thinking. We all in trouble now. You know how much trouble y'all in? Y'all in a lot of trouble because she's thinking.
That the book itself was terribly written. Like,
the book is terribly written, right? Y'all can pass your judgment as I'm passing mine. I don't mind whatsoever at all. But I'm not really passing judgment on her. I am passing judgment on her and what she says, okay? But this is the journalist, right? This is the reporter that should be editing all of her own work, correct? You're right. Correct?
horribly written. I'm beginning to question that there was even a publisher involved in this because.
Are you serious? Hey, just so you know, and I didn't know this, but I learned this, you can publish your own book. You can pay for all of it. And nobody can stop you from writing your own book. It may not sell, but you can do pretty much everything you want online.
Because I can't for the life of me think that someone with professional experience in editing.
Hey, y'all, how much crap do you hear her talking right now about somebody she don't even know? How much are you hearing? Or is it just me? I think this woman's talking a lot of crap about someone she don't know. That's why I have an issue.
And like, by the way, I'm not claiming to be an editor.
No, you're just going to complain about an editor? Come on now. You know exactly what you're doing.
I've never claimed to be an editor.
No, you're just a reporter and you're a journalist. And yes, she talks really, really slow. So if you're getting annoyed about me stopping, well, it's my opinions and I get frustrated with her because she talks too daggone slow sometimes.
I know that I publish stuff that has like typos on my Instagram and stuff.
She does? Do y'all remember the time she was talking about taking something out to the pasture? And she was talking about brood cows. And everybody said it's a horse. I know this. It's a horse. And she got all mad down in the comment section. I know it's a horse. You ain't gotta keep going. No. She's a journalist. She's a reporter. She's just not an editor.
But that's different than having a professional book put out.
Put out? That's the word she chooses to use, is put out. Yeah, I thought she was more educated than that and she had to use them big words, remember? Because Miss Katie knows everything.
You know? And
see, that's her pausing, not me.
I was just really confused by this.
I'm really confused about you constantly talking about this book. Why? What are you getting out of it? Oh yeah, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Because you can even make money over on TikTok. Did y'all know that? TikSmock. However you're supposed to say it. But yeah, you can even make money over there.
This part, Gypsy. This part made me very confused, and we need to talk about this part of the book.
I think you talk about every part of the book. Why does she have to answer just to you? Huh? Why does she have to answer just to you? Just so you know, I have a kid for one reason sometimes. One reason alone. Can you guys take my bracelets off? Okay, we're going to continue going because I can't get them off by myself.
Because I'm pretty sure she said 1,000,000 times, you guys, that she was never in her mom's room.
1,000,000 times, you guys. Now, you got to remember, we might have only heard, one time, 2 times, but she was friends with the family for about 5 years, right? You ever wonder what it takes for her to go from your friend to your enemy? She tells you. She tells you a lot. You don't benefit her, in my opinion, you don't benefit her anymore. You're done. You're no longer her friend. Yeah, there's my kid.
I mean, does anyone else recall her saying a different million times that she was never in her mom's room?
A different million times? Nope. I don't recall it. Nope. Sorry. I don't watch that much of Gypsy Rose. Sorry. I don't recall it. My bad.
Yeah, I saw her online too.
Who? Who you see online? Huh? Because I don't pay attention to you. I hit record. 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 Record.
It's pretty bad. I just think the whole thing is, it's messy.
She talking about something being messy. You kidding me right now? That woman's messy and she knows it. So she's got to pass it on to somebody else because Miss Katie is a messy, messy, messy girl. That's why she got herself in some trouble and got herself a strike. Me, I'm messy in a whole different way because I myself am a mess.
Cajun Bayou Beauty thinks there's going to be a part 2. I don't know about that.
Katie Joy knows everything. You know that, don't you? She knows everything. So if she don't think there's going to be, there shouldn't be. And if she's wrong, it's because she's not supposed to be wrong. That's the only reason why she'd be wrong.
Gypsy's promising that this is going to be her last time her story is told.
Woman, maybe this is her last time of her story being told. Here's a question. How many times are you going to tell her story? How many times are you going to change her story? How many times are you going to tell us we're hearing the wrong story? You tell me that.
But this part is on page, 44 maybe?
You want to know when somebody is almost, to my word alone, obsessed with somebody? When they know the page number of the book? How many of y'all read a book and know the exact page number? Huh? You sometimes know what page you're ending on, right? Especially if it's a multi, page book. How many of y'all know exactly what page to go to when you're looking for something?
And she's like talking about how she went into get her mom's money pouch with $4,000 in it. And
why are you talking about somebody else's money? I lost something. I lost my face cream. There it is. Why are you talking about somebody else's money? And how do you know anything that has, about their money? How do you know that? Stay out of people's pocketbooks.
the rest of the Vicodin.
Oh, so now we're on medication. Now we're on the meds. And we all know Miss Katie knows everything about that, okay? Yeah, sometimes I stutter, but at least I admit it.
Does anyone know? Does anyone remember where the money pouch was and where the Vicodin?
Y'all, I tell you what, I'm going to do you a favor. Most of the silence, I'm going to edit it out. I'm going to just be done with it. And y'all are just not going to have to suffer through the... I'll have to get some way to get this to you on actual YouTube itself in some way. So you can... This one, compared to when somebody else is on the live,
Was kept. Like, do you guys remember?
Miss Katie, why you always gotta be asking other people if they like you? You know, why you care if they're like you or not? Are they gonna remember every page of that book? If you gonna tune into Miss Katie, you better know everything she's asking you, because she wants a yes, ma'am.
Did you see the crime scene photos?
I did. Didn't want to. Did it by accident. Didn't think they were where that said that, information. I seen them. I don't want to look stuff like that. I like true crime. I don't want to look stuff like that whenever it's just a little, well, we're not doing that.
Because if you paid attention to the crime scene photos.
Are you a true crime investigator? Huh? Is that what you are now? Not only is she a reporter, a journalist, she is a investigator now. All right, man, I'll tell you something. Her little list of degrees is getting longer and longer.
You would know that if she really did that, it was in her mom's room.
I have not studied Miss Gypsy Rose as much as Miss Katie obviously has. And that says something. If she knows this much, and she's looking at it from every single angle she can possibly look at it from. Even going as far as dissecting the daggum scene, or I want to say scene of the crime is what I want to say.
Yeah. So the money pouch and the Vicodin and the safe was all in mom's room.
Is this in the book? This is what frustrates me about her, okay? She says names that I don't know. She makes statements that I know nothing about. She'll talk about the book, and then she won't talk about the book. She'll make it personal. I can't keep up.
So how is it that she was able to not ever go into her mom's room after the death? And how is it that she never saw her mom's body?
True crime investigator. Did you know that that's her new profession? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Let her explain it to us, though. She obviously knows that house and how it works and how it didn't work. She obviously knows. She's read enough. She has, and she's talked to him over the years. So I expect her to know plenty.
If she was able to get into her mom's room and take the safe, get into the safe and take the money.
Okay, question. Did she misspeak? Did she take the safe or did she take the money? Why do we care about how much money? I don't care. Do you care how much money somebody has? I don't care. As long as you ain't in my pocketbook, I ain't gonna be in yours.
How are you able to get into your mom's safe to steal the money and the pills?
Hey, just a few minutes ago, she asked Miss Gypsy, how many times are you going to tell the same story? Or to make it different, whatever, and the case may be. How many times are you going to ask the same daggone question? You just doing it in one live, back to back.
But you weren't ever in her room. And she did something really tricky in this book. She said that she cleaned all of the spots.
She did something tricky. Somebody else doing something tricky. Because she was just fine with Miss Gypsy Rose a little bit ago now, wasn't she? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Said no.
From the bedroom to wherever he was in the kitchen. But she didn't pay attention to the origin of where it was. She just...
You're looking at that crime scene again, and you're analyzing her book, right? So why are you asking her questions if you already know everything about the book? Why are you even asking questions? You seem to be a professional about it.
She just looked down, and she saw that there was blood, and so she cleaned it.
She's choking over her own words. She knows she don't need to be talking about personal stuff. That's what happens. That's what happens to people. Me, I choke on my own words because I talk a lot and talk too fast. She ain't talking too fast in this one, okay? I know why I do it to myself. But Miss Thing over here, I think she's trying to say something, but the mouth won't open because the mind knows you're not supposed to.
So how is it that she cleaned blood in her mom's bedroom, got into the mom's safe, stole the money, and also took the pills, but didn't see...
Why don't you tell us? Miss Katie, why don't you tell us? Because obviously you know the answer, so you need to tell us. That's the way I look at it.
Her mom's body and was never in her mom's room.
I don't know if she was in her mama's room. I ain't read the book. You read the book? You want to know a lot about the book? You want to hear a lot about the book? Go TikTok. But you know what? I'm going to bring it to you here, so you ain't got to go to TikTok and listen to it for 5 hours.
I was like, Gypsy, do you think we're stupid?
I think you are. I think you are, because you think you can only keep this on Tiki-Taki. That's what you think. You think it's going to stay over there on Tiki-Taki. I had a different idea. Hope y'all are enjoying this, because I am.
Why are you... Do you think... Oh, hi, Ethan. I didn't know that you were... I heard you lost your account.
Oh my goodness gracious, who's Ethan? And Miss Katie knows everything. Miss Katie knows everything. So she should know if he lost his account or not. Rumor has it, right? No, Miss Katie knows.
Aaron is apparently a huge hater of Gypsy now and wants to destroy Gypsy and Bree.
And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I always poke myself in the eyeball, okay? But if I'm not mistaken, hold on a second. Okay.
That is fine.
She would. Miss Katie seems to be a big hater of Miss Gypsy too. I guess Aaron ain't the only one.
That is what Aaron Sweetheart told me today. She is completely over Gypsy.
I'm completely over you. No, not really. I like to call you out on your bull honky. I do. I like to call you out on your different little platforms. I like to call you out on all that. You know why? 'Cause I can, and I think it's fun.
And wants her taken down. So she does think we're stupid?
Yep, I do. I do. I guess I'm on the same wavelength as she is. Because I do. I'm laughing because you know you do too.
Oh, you're eating dinner? So, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but...
She's eating dinner. They're eating dinner. He's eating dinner. Is Miss KJ doing that too? Is Miss Katie taking time to eat too? I'm just wondering, because it seems like Miss Katie is online quite a bit. Because she's always digging, she's always talking, or she's trying to post something. She ain't got much engagement over on Instagram. Not really, not anymore. Twitter didn't give her any kind of attention over there. Facebook, yeah, she got that thing, her old one hacked. We'll talk about that in a video.
Gypsy didn't have any appointment scheduled.
Now you know her appointment book. Were you living with her? I'm kind of thinking you were. Or you were. I think she lives rent-free in your head. Because you sure are going deep into things, getting personal.
For her larynx. At all.
Guess what? Now she got a medical degree. Did y'all know this? She just keeps getting more and more degrees without me even knowing it. Goodness gracious. Where have I been?
And when, in 2015, Gypsy was in charge of all of her own medical care.
Yep. Miss Katie knows this for sure, obviously. She knows this for a fact, obviously. Because why would she want to say anything that's not the facts?
She was the one that could make appointments. All of the cards were in her own name. She was getting billed herself.
Hey, too much information. Hey, my kid is grown. My kid gets bills in his own name. My kid gets himself letters in his own name. The appointment cards says his name. Who takes care of him? Who takes him to those appointments? Who does all that? Me! To hush it.
Her mom wasn't allowed to be in charge of her care.
And once again, I'm guessing she knows this as a matter of fact. I'm guessing. I don't know. But she's talking like this is a fact, is she or is she not?
she was the one that had to consent to everything.
How personal is this getting? How in-depth is this getting? Because this sounds like Miss Katie knows exactly what she's doing right now.
So she's just lying.
Who else lies? It's just Miss Gypsy that lies. She's the only one that lies. We won't talk about the times that Miss Katie has been inappropriate on Instagram talking about certain idea and certain children, you know, and saying, oh, that didn't happen. I didn't do that. Nope, I didn't do that. Watch WOACB versus WOCB. I can't even say it. I get so frustrated with her. Not really. I like having fun mouthing her.
And she's very dramatic, I noticed.
Gypsy is dramatic. Y'all two probably got along and talked so much because y'all are, I guess, identical.
She was talking about how her mom somehow convinced the doctors that maybe her pituitary gland...
Why are you going into her glands? Why? Why are you talking about her glands? Huh? Why are you going into medical or something like that whenever it comes to her? Why are you doing that? Because that's what she does.
Or maybe that she hadn't had her period, and so maybe her pituitary...
If that's not personal business, I don't understand what personal business is. Y'all explain that to me, will you please? Because I think that's just a little too personal and too much information that I did not need to do, to hear, to see, nothing.
Pituitary gland didn't work. Does Gypsy realize that, like, when you go to the doctor and you bring up an issue, like an x-ray...
and you bring up an issue when you're at a doctor, guess what? Most of the time you at a doctor, most of the time you bringing up your issues if you're in the doctor's office. So I think anybody could realize when they're in the doctor's office. Just, I don't know.
Isn't that big of a deal? Does she understand that, like, having an MRI isn't that serious? Like, all you do with an MRI is just sit in an MRI tube.
You hold on. You hold your horses. You shut your mouth. Because let me tell you something, okay? Yeah, I'm trying to get my hair in one spot and it ain't going. Let me tell you something. I know people that have had MRIs. I've had a couple of them. And I know people that have had MRIs and they're claustrophobic. And them being claustrophobic, they get scared of that daggone machine. And I just heard you say, while I was doing my hair, I just heard you say something about x-rays. Let me tell you something about x-rays. Okay? If you have an x-ray done, and since you want to bring it up about Miss Gypsy, I got a question for you. If x-rays aren't a big deal, anything like that, same as MRIs, why do they make you wear that little drape while you're in there while somebody's getting x-rays? Why do they make you do that if it ain't no big deal? If it ain't no big issue? Look how big this thing is.
And it goes beep, beep.
Her mind done go beep, beep. I'm never not gonna laugh at that.
Beep. For like 5 minutes, and then...
Is that the Roadrunner? Ain't that the Roadrunner? Did she done change on us? Now she's a professional in cartoons. She's a voice actor.
And you're done. It's really weird that she would think that, like, an MRI or a CT scan or some sort of x-ray. And she said that every part of her body was explored.
Did she say that in her book, or is it Miss Katie? See, this is what confuses me about this, right? This is what's confusing me. I don't know what part is personal and what part is not personal. I don't know what part's in the book and what part is not in the book. I don't know none of this. And She don't help us out any. And Miss Katie has plenty of contents and she talked to them, so dag blame much.
Okay, that's not true, Gypsy.
Okay, sometimes something Gypsy don't know something. Should have her body explored? Okay.
Nobody went inside your chest and took your heart out of your chest and put you on bypass. And
Is that the way that you get your body exploited? That's what I think she's doing. But is that the way? Is that the only way you get it done? I think they explore your colon, and is it your prostate that they'll explore? Don't they do that? Don't they have a little camera? I don't want to think about that, but I think there's a little camera that they put up inside you and they explore that way. Not by taking your organ out.
operated on your heart. That never happened, Gypsy.
Did Gypsy say that they operated on her heart? Did she say that they took her heart out? I didn't know that was one of her signs and symptoms.
No one actually went in and, operated on or touched your kidneys.
What's the point in this? Why are you going through a medical? What's the point in this? Do you even know what the point is? Well, I don't know what it is.
No one touched your liver. Nobody put a shunt in your brain.
She knows all of Miss Gypsy's medical history. I guess. I don't know. Miss Katie, she digs as she can.
They definitely didn't do any surgeries on your back or on your neck.
How much is this woman going to say that didn't happen? Huh? How much is she going to say didn't happen? No, I can't get my hair the way I want it. But, how much is she going to say this didn't happen, that didn't happen? How much you want to bet she pulled something? She pulled some information or something, which I didn't think she'd be able to do, but she sure does know a lot.
You never had multiple leg surgeries, Gypsy. And if she's over dramatizing the fact that she's had her body explored in every area.
You are over dramatizing the fact that you talked to Gypsy Rose's family, stepmom, whatever it was. And do I think they were smart for even talking to you? No, I don't think they were smart for even talking to you, but they did. And, they got themselves in this situation. Nobody can save them at this point. Nobody can. Because, they were the ones dumb enough to actually talk to her, my opinion. Dumb enough to actually talk to her when they could have just looked online and saw what most people say about her.
I'm like, Gypsy, do you realize I literally sat in a waiting room?
All right, it's all about her now. It's all about her. Gypsy, do you realize that Miss Katie had to do something? She had to sit in a waiting room? So Miss Katie is the professional in this. You better get that right, Miss Gypsy.
Well, a surgeon placed my son on...
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Nope, we don't do that. We don't do that. You specifically said that you keep your son off of the internet, off of any social media. You keep all that off because you don't want your son talked about. Your son is off limits. So if you're going to talk about your son, other people are going to talk about your son too. So you need to evaluate what you say on TikTok before you start lecturing anybody on YouTube for talking about your son. Because you're the one that gives the details for other people to be worried about. Worried.
Bypass and took his heart out of his chest, got my son's heart to stop pumping.
That's a traumatic time in her life. I can talk about trauma in my life. Just like whenever I said my son's story, you didn't hear me going to mock anybody. You didn't hear me trying to say that I was better than anybody else, that I knew more than anybody else. Oh, no. If it's really something traumatic to you, you ain't going to be talking like this.
And a machine kept my child alive so that the surgeon could repair my son's heart.
She is trying to find the words to say all this, because I am editing some of it out so you ain't got to listen to it. Yeah, big issue for her, isn't it?
That's actually what having a body part explored means.
Hey, she's a Webster dictionary. She's an encyclopedia. Goodness, what is this woman not? I need a bingo sheet. I need a bingo sheet for every single time she says words that she uses all the time. On ticky-tacky.
You've never had an organ taken out of your body and had a surgeon place you on bypass.
Neither have you. Forget that. You ain't talking about yourself. You're talking about somebody else. So you're making it a big deal? No, you're really not. Don't sound that way to me.
You've never been on a life support.
Neither have you. Am I mistaken? I don't remember that she is.
You've never almost died. Literally everything you went through was minor.
Minor. Let me tell you something. I had I had an issue with my toenail, okay? It might have been minor to me. It wasn't minor. I done watched too many dadblame videos on YouTube that I got scared out of my mind. I ain't scared of a lot, but I got scared of my mind to look down at while they doing that stuff. You better put me to sleep. They certainly did.
Minor.
Minor. That's what your son is, and you talking about him.
Minor.
Minor. Once again, let me rephrase. I know where my minor is. Do you?
While getting a feeding tube placed isn't ideal, it's also not a huge deal.
To who? To who is it not a big deal to? I'm sorry if if I knew anybody that had to have one, I certainly wouldn't tell them. Yeah, you're just going to be doing something minor because I'm braver than he is.
No, she's not. She's lying.
No, I don't. I ain't Miss Katie. Don't you call me Miss Katie.
Either. It's a super, simple surgery.
I don't care how super simple it is in your eyes. To me, I don't want to watch nobody go through it. I don't want to watch anybody have it because you know what? It ain't simple to me.
That is placed with a scope, and they can do a hole through the scope and place a peg.
Just so you know, she knows all of this because I'm guessing, she's seen it done before. So she don't think it's any big deal. But has it been done to her?
They don't have to even cut into your stomach.
Ugh! Ugh! What the heck is wrong with you?
To do it. So I wouldn't even classify getting your tube placed as being like a major surgery.
You put any kind of medical anything in me, and it's major. It may not be a surgery. It's major, because I don't want nothing extra in me. Nope.
It's painful to recover from, but it's laparoscopically done.
So I'm guessing she knows what it feels like and how painful it is and how painful it isn't. I'm guessing she knows that. Well, thank you, Dr. Katie.
Gypsy, it's like getting your gallbladder removed.
I gotta say something. I've been saying a lot. Yeah, I have. I gotta say something. It's like getting your gallbladder removed. You know what? I do believe it's not my gallbladder, but it was another gallbladder that had, it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't a good thing to watch for that person.
And Gypsy, no matter how many times you want to say that you've had all of these surgeries, no, getting a feeding tube is not elective.
This woman knows everything about everything and everyone. Do not get in her path. You get in her path and you are going to have things learned about yourself that you didn't even know.
That's not true. That's not elective. No matter how many times, Gypsy, you want to say that you had all of these surgeries and that, you went through all of this pain or whatever.
How does this woman know all the surgeries she had and all the surgeries she didn't have? What am I missing? I don't know none of this. I can't get that information on you. I would want to get that information on you. So how does she know so much about another person?
You're full of shit.
Woman, you're full of shite. You're full of shite for even knowing all this.
No, Nikki. No, we're not gonna. No. Goodbye, Nikki.
Got a question. Which Nikki is this? Is it... I like to call her my Nikki because you know what? She's a sweetheart. And she's kind of been there for years with me. I don't know if it's that Nikki or not, or if it's another Nikki, but obviously some Nikki made her upset. Because you can tell.
What Gypsy is doing, what she's doing is she's acting like because her mom was running a con, that her mom was making her go through unnecessary procedures, and that's not true.
Gypsy, anything about your history, your medical history, anything, just so you know. You became a public figure, and obviously y'all made Miss Katie upset with you. Hold on, woman, because that's all you can do at this point. Once Miss Katie gets going, Miss Katie gets going.
Gypsy claims in her book that she never needed albuterol. She never needed to be on medication for asthma. In the scope of life, Gypsy...
What is the scope of life, Miss Katie? What's the scope of life? What are you going to tell us that Miss Gypsy did wrong or thinks wrong? Because, she can read minds, too. Did y'all know that? She can read minds.
Adderall or albuterol and, allergy meds are about the most common thing a child is prescribed.
And the point is what? I'm on allergy meds. I have albuterol. I talk too much, and I get winded sometimes. And it's physical exertion. It really is. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, what's the big deal?
And it's not even that serious.
It may be serious to people that have a very, very high allergy to somebody. They make EpiPens for a reason, right? They do, right? An allergy? I think they do. Let's ask Dr. Katie.
I have albuterol in my fucking medicine cabinet.
Congratulations on that. Because you're prepared. If there's something that happens whenever you can't breathe.
You act like somehow albuterol and an asthma med and an allergy med is some sort of huge thing,
Quit stumbling over your own daggone words. If you're going to call somebody out, you need to call them out. You don't need to be stuttering and stumbling and all that this much. If you won't have tongue-tied, you let people know I got tongue-tied for a second. You don't sit here and start going, duh. It's pretty much what she's doing. Let me find the next word I'm going to say. Let me see what I need to say about this person. About this issue. And who can I make fun of?
How many people take albuterol? And Gypsy, was it your mom that was putting her mouth on the
She's confused. Y'all listen to her. Does this sound like a confident person? No, my opinion. No.
her lips to blow into? Because you're the one that actually failed the breath test.
I failed the breast. Yeah, I just did that. The breath test. Yeah, I failed that a couple of times after surgery. Mine was for a different reason, though. I was just kind of stubborn.
That the pulmonologists were doing. So I'm confused. You're the one that was blowing in to the tube so they could measure the output of your.
She's still stumbling. Still stumbling. Is that a very precise person that's on point with what she's going to say? I don't even know what I'm going to say, but I can do better than this.
Exhale to see how deep of a breath you can get. And you're the one that was not able to fully exhale.
And? What did I miss? That's usually what happens on breath tests if you can't do long enough. Don't ever give me one of those analyzer things for your car because I couldn't ever start my dang blame car.
And you keep saying that you didn't have sleep apnea. Your mom never said you had sleep apnea. Your mom actually said you hypoventilated.
But are you going to judge her on whether she had sleep apnea or not? Yeah, pretty much. Your mom.
And it was true. You did hypoventilate.
I don't understand the point of all this. She knows way too much about Miss Gypsy's medical history. Little too much.
While you were asleep, you couldn't exhale enough to get all of the carbon dioxide off. So you went on a sleep machine to help you so that you didn't.
A sleep machine. Okay. Dr. Katie doesn't know what a sleep machine is. Alright, so there's a nut. She don't know what it's called. She knows everything it's called though. So she got a little backwards point there.
Have too much carbon dioxide in your lungs while you slept.
Guess what? Now she knows science because she knows about carbon monoxide, but she knows about oxygen too.
And I hope you understand that your mom actually doing that for you saved your life.
Okay. A mom helping a child. Okay. I could say so much. I could say so much, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
Because hypoventilation can lead to death. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she missed common sense class. I ain't got no common sense. I got book smarts, but I'm not smart enough to know that.
It can cause you to be super fatigued. You know, part of the reason you probably have a hard time getting out of bed, Gypsy, is because you.
Do you ever go to bed? Do you ever sleep? Does it happen? I can't keep up with you. I sleep while you talk.
Probably still hypoventilate. I also noticed, Gypsy, that you said that, it's really weird. You keep saying the muscle biopsy came back perfectly normal.
What is the purpose of a muscle? That's what she said, muscle. I done forgot. See what happens. This woman makes me think so much that I just go dumb sometimes because I got to get down to her level.
Did you read the same muscle biopsy report that I did, Gypsy?
Why do you got her medical records? Why do you know so much? There's some questions being asked there. Somebody likes always playing with her nose and touching her hair, and I don't know who that would be. No, I don't know who that would be. Medical issues.
Nothing came back normal. It said that you had type 2 fiber atrophy for unknown reasons.
She thought she was going to come on here and she was going to tell on Gypsy. She going to call her out. Not doing a very good job, Katie. You need to work a little bit harder, Miss Katie.
The atrophy could be from disuse, but it also could have been from CNS lesions on your spine causing that.
When does she get a medical degree? What number degree are we on so far? I done lost count. Oh!
And you actually did, your mom had your neurologist, Dr. Pashan.
Why are you talking about her doctor? Why are you calling out her doctor? Leave her doctor alone. Goodness gracious. Leave people alone. Don't be saying all these names out there. Leave it alone.
The one that you claim is making you do all these procedures and had Munchausen's and all, like helping your mom with the Munchausen's?
Miss Katie, this is never ending with you. You dig and you think you know more information about other people than they know about themselves. So why don't you go ahead and keep trying to teach Miss Gypsy Rose exactly what happened in her childhood and exactly what kind of medical care she was given and what medical care she wasn't given. Because let me tell you, you must be the absolute expert in every single bit of this.
You know, he did an MRI and you have 2 cysts in your neck.
Did she just do a newsflash? She done asked Gypsy Rose, do you know something about your medical? Because if not, Miss Katie just told you. Yeah, she gets a pat on the back for just telling you, huh? She's just watching out for your health. That's all she's doing.
So why are you acting like you have nothing wrong with you? Why did you do a whole chapter trying to claim that your microdeletion doesn't explain anything that you've gone through?
Why are you so wrapped up in her book? Huh? Why are you so wrapped up and so caught up in this daggone book? You are so invested. I ain't even this invested in you.
And also, I want to point out that your book falsely states that you found out about the microdeletion in 2012.
Give us a definition of what that's used for. What kind of problem that is. I need somebody to teach me something because I ain't learned nothing.
That's not true. Your mom got the microdeletion in 2011, and it wasn't an accidental find by your neurologist, Gypsy. He actually ordered a genetic panel.
This woman is calling out the doctor, calling out Gypsy, calling out absolutely everyone. She is so tiring. She is so tiring. And so I'm going to take a break. She is absolutely mentally exhausting because I don't like when people don't have what they're going to say figured out to where you got to talk like this. So I need a break. Y'all, give me just give me just a little bit of a break. She done on my nerves. Look what's staring at me. That's staring at me. You gonna have nightmares? My bad. She's driving me bonkers.
Because some forms of muscular dystrophy.
If y'all are okay with this, if y'all are okay, and you think this is perfectly fine, get yourself a mirror. Get yourself a mirror. I got one. I'm not gonna put it up because it's bright. I don't want to hurt nobody.
Are caused by chromosome disorders. So a very easy way to test is a microarray. And guess what, Gypsy? That wasn't an invasive test.
Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? This woman is breaking down this Gypsy's medical history. You ain't even got to like Gypsy. You ain't got to like her. But welcome to Katie Joy. If you don't know who she really is on YouTube, welcome.
They took your blood. They stuck a little tiny needle in your arm and they took a tiny bit of blood and then they sent that to a lab.
Thanks, a needle's not. There are grown people afraid of a needle. Okay, grown people. I've seen grown men on YouTube and Facebook and everything. And they're just because they don't want a needle. A needle ain't a big deal though. Miss Katie Joy knows everything.
That wasn't invasive. And while you're trying to discount the microarray and say that it didn't cause your issues, you say in a previous chapter of the book, This book lives free in Miss Katie's mind. Yes, she does. It does. Miss Gypsy don't even got to pay rent no more. She lives there. Everything she does lives there. And you finally admit that you actually have an eye condition, Gypsy. After all of these years of claiming that all of your eye surgeries were unnecessary and your mom made you have these? She doesn't stop. I'm telling you, when she's on YouTube, she does not stop. She keeps going and going and going and going about personal things of Miss Gypsy. And in my opinion, she's obsessed with this daggone book. This book is her content right now. When she gets done with the book, then
she's going to have to find something else to talk about. And I guarantee you, she will. She likes to share messages, too.
You've said that for years. You finally admit that you have the eye condition, which is actually caused by your microdeletion. But
She's so smart. She's so smart. She knows everything. She's so smart.
you're not educated enough to know that's what happened.
This woman done said somebody else is not educated enough
Be careful with using
to know what's going on. Okay? That's what this woman is saying. Is she that educated?
No.
Is she that educated to be able to say you're not educated?
Also, Gypsy, there was so much in this book that was so stupid.
Just like you.
You reading this book and being obsessed with this book and talking about almost every single page, like 44, almost every page, you break it down. Who's obsessed with who?
Also, Gypsy, since I know you're following me and stalking me.
Stalking Gypsy. Oh my goodness. You really think that she's the one stalking somebody? You really think so? Okay. You can.
You said that your mom used the chromosome deletion symptoms as a roadmap for your Munchausen's.
Woman, just shut up.
This woman, if Katie is going to say, okay, this is this, you have this, you know what I wish she would do? This is what I wish she'd do. I wish she'd pull it up, and I wish she would have a definition of each and every single one so everybody can follow her content. I mean, just not speaking it, but her following everything. Because then she would have to post Gypsy's medical records. She'd have to post, pictures of the book pages. She'd have to post all this stuff. But no, you have to believe what she's saying. You have to say, okay, Katie Joy is right. I say Miss Katie, but you have to say, she's right. That's the only option you have right now when you're on TikTok.
For all of the treatments. The fuck she didn't. How would your mom use a roadmap she didn't have?
How are you using a roadmap you don't have? How are you just saying, oh, this happened, I know this, I researched this. How are you doing this? Why? Why are you doing this? And no, I don't know how to do my makeup. I'm just playing.
If your mom didn't know about the chromosome deletion until 2011, how would she know every single symptom that you had would be associated with this?
It's called Google, woman.
How do you know every single... No, this is years ago, babe. This is about years ago.
Yeah, Google was still a thing.
I don't understand. I don't understand half of what she's saying. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
You know who came up with that idea? Vicki Lewis. You take what Vicki says and Christy says and you just turn it and twist it in your head and go, yep, that's exactly what happened.
Just like you.
You're taking everything, you're twisting it around, and you're making sure everybody says, yep, that's what happened. Because you're not giving anybody any option to do anything else. And that's why on TikTok, everybody's like, ooh, we like Katie Joy. Oh, look. Because it's a younger generation. Okay, my opinion only. Most of it's a younger generation. So when she gets over there and she starts cussing and she starts doing this and doing that, you'd be amazed how many people are going, go, Katie! Go, Katie! You would be absolutely amazed.
Because it fits your narrative. Your mom can't use something as a blueprint if she doesn't even know what the blueprint is.
Do you know what the blueprint is? I'm sorry. Dr. Katie is in the house.
Why did your neurologist say that your eye condition, your mild cognitive disability, oh, and Gypsy, you actually are diagnosed with a mild cognitive disability?
I don't know what that is. I have no clue what that is. I'm not going to get on here and lie to you. Yeah, she pauses this much.
Just so you're aware. Why did your neurologist say that your seizure disorder, your mild cognitive disability, your eye condition, and your low muscle tone could all be explained by your chromosome deletion?
And why do you know all this? I think you have a chromosome deletion in your brain, meaning that you sped.
Okay, so here's the thing. All right, here's the thing, people. These people are listening to this, and they're eating it up. They're eating it up. I can't say anything more.
Along with your microcephaly. Have you acknowledged yet that you actually have microcephaly, Gypsy?
What are these big words? Somebody tell me these big words. I don't know how to spell them, so I don't know how to look them up, and half the time I don't know how to say them, okay?
And also, Gypsy, I found something for you today since you keep lying about why your feeding tube was placed.
This woman is digging. That's why she said, I found something today. She's digging and digging and digging and digging to get what she wants, to get content. Huh?
Does she like her or something? I think she has a crush on her.
Yeah, I don't know what she's got going on with her.
Because I know you know the truth, Gypsy. You told me why the feeding tube was placed. I don't know why you write these garbage books.
See, yes, she paused. See, here's the thing, okay? She's asking Gypsy all these questions. But didn't she just say, I know? I know why? I know when? Didn't she just say that? She knows these answers, people. She's just questioning you. She already knows. Because it's Katie.
Look at that. Swallowing study, dysphagia. A video swallowing exam was performed by a speech therapy.
What's that word? I'm going to say this a million times. If y'all know these words, you're better than me. Okay? She's frustrating me because I don't know these words. And I'm confused.
Mild oral and pharyngeal.
Ooh, did you hear that? Ooh, did you hear that? She pronounced it. She mispronounced a word. Okay, yeah, like I said, me and words sometimes get tied together. She mispronounced a word. Miss Katie needed to use Google Speech.
Dysphagia, blah, blah, blah. Dysphagia was identified.
Did she just say blah, blah, blah? This journalist, reporter, doctor, whatever else she is, she done said the da-da-da.
Does anyone have a child with like a feeding disorder?
Okay, once again my battery died. Tell my son thank you. He put a battery in there with 22%. Here, Mom. Yeah, it went dead. Sorry. So sorry. But all right. So I went backwards. Let's see where we're at.
Also, Gypsy, why did you tell me in May? I said, Gypsy, how did you get your feeding tube? Do you remember?
See, this is what I'm talking about with personal information, personal messages, personal everything. Yeah, I went back just a little bit, but I'm warning you. Trying to warn you. If you don't take it, you don't take it. Just trying to warn you.
And you said, oh, yeah, I was in the hospital for a while. And I said, you were? Why were you in the hospital? She's like, oh, I don't know. I think I wasn't eating very well, and they needed to figure out what was going on. And I was like, oh, well, what did you do in the hospital? Well, I did a bunch of therapy and stuff, and like to help me eat, and like they tried to figure out why I was vomiting all the time.
I think I already did this part.
And I said, oh, was your mom making you puke? Was your mom making it so that you couldn't swallow?
You hear how she's asking that question? You hearing it? It's because she already knows the answer. And she's going to tell you the answer. So you just listen to her tone and listen how she's talking.
Was your mom making it so you were choking on food? Did your mom do that? And you're like, no, that's not what happened.
When I tell you personal, intimate conversations, text messages, anything, don't leave anything in writing. My opinion, do not, if you contact her, don't leave anything in writing at all.
So then after a couple months, when you couldn't gain weight and sustain your health on your own, they placed a feeding tube, which is what the letter says.
I don't know what letter she's talking about, but most likely she's got medical records. Just my opinion. That's what I think. I think she's got medical records, and I think she's going to go over them, and I think she's going to be telling Gypsy Rose, no, you don't have this. Yes, you have this. This is why this was done, and this is why it wasn't done.
And I don't know, why did Melissa Moore leave that part out? Why did Melissa Moore, on your prison's confessions, leave the part of the letter out that says, and when it was deemed that Gypsy could not sustain enough of her own nutrition.
Hi, raise of hands. Who thinks she has her medical records and she's going through her medical records because she's trying to prove a point and get to somebody? That's what I think. My opinion.
To survive and grow, a feeding tube was placed.
To survive and grow, a feeding tube was placed. Everybody's got to eat, dude. Everybody's got to eat, right? Some people eat one way, some people eat the other way.
Why would Melissa Moore not tell you that part and just say, were you afraid of food, Gypsy? That's what the doctor said.
Oh my gosh, you see what she does when she is on TikTok? She don't mind mocking anybody. I don't mind mocking Miss Katie, but she don't mind it. But she got to be over on TikTok to do that.
I remember pausing that part of the prison confessions, and I thought, Melissa Moore, are you stupid?
Do I even have to say anything at this point? Do I really have to say anything? You see all that? Yeah, but do I even have to say anything? Because how many times is she going to say the word stupid? I don't know.
Do you think we're stupid? Do you think if you just highlight the letters out of the letter, we can't stop and press pause and read what the whole letter says?
Miss Katie, not everybody's like you, and they don't want to know every little bitty single thing that's happening with somebody. That's just the way things are, Miss Katie. I hate to tell you that. You're the one that likes to pause, and you're the one that likes to dig, and you're the one that likes to do that. People are listening to you and all that good stuff, and they're doing it because you're the one that's digging, and they don't have to. In my opinion, I ain't digging because I don't want to.
And so everything that you wrote in the book about your microdeletion are things that other people have told you. Christy is convinced your mom used the microdeletion.
How many people have told you what you're talking about is right? I'm just asking. How many people have? Because I don't know. I don't know what she's saying. I don't know medical terms. I don't know none of this. But people believe this stuff. Because like I said, they don't want to have to dig themselves. Let somebody else dig. And she's happy to.
As a map. That's not your thought. That's Christy telling you that.
That's you telling all the people that's watching you that too. You remember that.
Christy's an ignorant bitch.
I can't no more. Can't no more. Woo! That woman describing herself.
So, if your teeth didn't fall out because you're on seizure meds, and if you don't have asthma or allergies, why do you always get so winded when you're walking with Ken?
Why are you pausing so much during this? You know what? I get winded sometimes going out to the daggum mailbox. You know why I get winded? Because I stop and I talk to all the horses and stuff, but I get winded too. So, yeah.
I mean, do you remember Parker's pooping?
The mocking. I gotta give her credit for that. The mocking somebody. I have fun mocking her. So now I'm gonna have fun mocking her while she's mocking someone else.
Do you remember that video, Gypsy? You looked like you were huffing and puffing and you're about to like...
How many people do too much and they're too daggum? No offense, I'm too old to do a lot of things. So I can get outside and try to play with my kids, and I tell you something, I'd go... And that's the reason why I have my inhaler.
Why is it that you couldn't keep up with Parker pooping? Gyps.
Katie. See? She's allowed to have a nickname. She'd have nicknames for other people. Yep. She can have nicknames for other people, so whenever I call her Miss Katie, she can't really say anything, now can she? Because I'm watching her, and this is what she does.
But you don't have asthma? And why did your friends in prison all say that?
She done sounded like a snake. I called her a snake in another video. Maybe she's like, I gotta prove Janet right. I gotta prove Janet right.
You still took allergy and asthma meds in prison if you don't have it. Like, I'm pretty sure you were taking Zyrtec.
Why does this woman know her medical list? How does she know the medical list? In my opinion, there's only one way she should know that medical list. And that one way is, she pulled it. Make my hand pink, not my face.
Which is an allergy med, right? And by the way, there's nothing wrong with having allergy or asthma. I have both. So does my son.
Thank you for finally saying that. Thank you for finally saying that. Because the way you are talking, nobody should be able to have that. So yeah, I'm going to say thank you. Because some people need to hear it's okay.
Do you know what dysphagia is? It's a swallowing. It means you can't swallow correctly. Dysphagia means you can't move things. I think the pharyngeal, whatever, that's your tongue. Isn't that what your tongue is? My son has dysphagia.
There's her son again, guys. Just saying, there's her son.
And it would not be uncommon with your chromosome deletion that you have problems swallowing. So, Gypsy, why are you saying that your mom forced the doctors to put a feeding tube in with you? And why are you using Melissa Moore's narrative? See, what Melissa Moore did is she found a letter that a doctor wrote to Social Security.
Don't you ask her for proof. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. She can't show all them records because it's private information. She can't show everything she's got, right? I thought medical records were private, but I mean, I could be wrong because she knows a whole lot about Miss Gypsy's medical.
So really, Gypsy, I'm wondering, do you think we're stupid?
Yep, I think you are. I think you are for bringing personal information onto the internet. I think you are.
Feeling pretty gonna go stalk people. Exactly, Daisy.
See? She's gonna have all these people agreeing with her. Give her a moment.
And Gypsy, if you don't want to continue to implicate yourself in the crime, stop telling us you were in your mom's room.
If you don't want people to stop making fun of you, look at that. I shouldn't be talking, doing something else at the same time. If you want people to quit making fun of you, quit giving them reasons to make fun of you. If you want people to stop making videos on you, quit giving them reasons to make videos on you. Bottom line, quit worrying about what people say about you and pay attention to what you're saying, and you pay attention if you're right or not. Leave little channels alone.
Because we already saw the evidence and the DNA results, and we know that your DNA is all over that knife. So if you keep talking one of these days, you're probably going to let it spill that you probably stabbed your mom too.
Are you serious right now? Are you 100% serious right now? She done told somebody else stop talking. That's what she did. She told somebody, put myself in an eyeball. Quit talking, Janet. I'll tell myself quit talking. She told somebody else quit talking.
You should probably just stop now. We saw the results of the DNA from the knife.
I didn't see it. I didn't see the results. Nope, didn't see it. Didn't ask to, neither. Where's my thing that gets hot to curl I forget it. Guys, welcome to Miss Katie on TikTok. Don't know what to say.
And yours is all the fucking over it.
Listen to her. She uses them curse words so that she can get people to yes, ma'am, you go. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm just saying.
That's all I'm doing. I'm just saying, so don't you dare come after me again, because all I'm doing is saying.
Just because Nick's protecting you doesn't mean you didn't do it.
Just because you're on TikTok doesn't mean you're right. Just because you think you know everything don't mean you're right.
And also, Gypsy, can we talk about your story?
I don't think you mind. She could say no, and I think you still going to talk about her story.
About sitting in between the toilet and the bathtub and putting your hands over your ears.
Like I said, I'm just telling you, don't listen to me, but you give personal information to her and she spreads it. Can't help you. She already has mine.
You do know, Gypsy, we've seen pictures of that disgusting bathroom, right?
Hey, Miss Katie, didn't you tell us you had to scrub your entire house, especially your bathroom, because they weren't cleaning, your cleaners weren't doing it well enough? Asking.
We're pretty sure Gypsy's watching because she was on my profile today.
Obviously, you're watching Miss Gypsy because you know everything she's doing. To each their own, right? You do it, you say it. That's Miss Katie.
And she tagged me for no apparent reason because she's an idiot.
She's the idiot. She's the idiot because she's making a lot of bang off of what she's doing. And Miss Thing has to try to make a lot of bang off what she's doing too. Just can't do it on YouTube.
because she's really upset that I thought she photoshopped something. She doesn't care about the truth. She just really is such...
Miss Katie, you know what? You're in trouble for stealing pictures from someone else. Well, I wouldn't put anything past you at this point whenever it comes to Gypsy.
A narcissist. She only cares about what she looks like. And
somebody send her a mirror. Send Miss KJ a mirror. I got one.
apparently she thinks those photos of herself with Ken holding her awkwardly with her putting her chest on him. Did you see how
What about the photos? Tell me about the photos. I didn't see them. I don't watch Gypsy content all the time. So just tell me about the photos. That's all I want to know.
awkward that photo is?
Nope. I don't know how awkward it is. Please show me or tell me. Well, she can't show me because I got her on the screen. But anyways, tell me about it.
Why are they standing in front of a weird building?
Why don't you go out into the world and see a weird building? Just asking you, because you said you live and stay in your house.
Oh, I'm flagged for harassment. I'll be right back.
Told ya! That's the part I heard. That's the part I paid attention to, because you want to know why? The live had to stop and another one had to start. Hey, TikTok. Welcome to Miss KJ hey, YouTube. My bad. Welcome to how Miss KJ is on TikTok. Just welcome to that. Okay, I have made a mess of myself, and this thing is way too long for what I want it to be. I hope my first part even saved is what I hope. I got to finish doing a terrible job on my makeup because I don't know what the crap I'm doing. But I wanted to get that out to y'all because I wanted to show y'all a little bit about what she does when she's not on YouTube. So, hope you enjoyed that. I don't know how to bring other things to you. How did I get that way down there? I don't know how to bring other things to you and how to get it to you besides react like this. And I don't like having to pause it so much. And that's just me. I don't like having to, but if I don't, she'll get me. 100% she'll get me. So I'm trying to figure something out, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do. But, alright, guys. I'm saying guys. I am going to let y'all go for the day. I hope I entertained you just a little bit. I hope you laughed with me, because I know I laughed a lot. And I also hope you have a good day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this and you remember to smile today. Or make somebody else smile. Because guess what? I'm making my son smile. He just laughs at me. He thinks I'm crazy. But it works. I'm happy that he's happy. All right, guys. Y'all, have a good one. I got to take this down. Have a good one. Bye.